Sure. Okay, dear friends, hello everybody. I'm so happy to see you tonight. So I'm not going to talk too much because I have only 6 minutes, but I really wanted to think what I can tell you about myself. Because the first time I came to this wonderful community was a long time ago, and I'm going to talk about tonight as well. But today I'm going to tell you 3 lessons from my life that I learned in 23 years. And I turned 23 just last week. Okay, TAT stands for my initials, Milan Research and Language. That idea came to my father originally. And then he told me, Sonny, if you ever want to do something, you can go with that. I was like, that's a pretty nice idea. And so the first lesson from my life is that we should dream. We should dream big. And I think it's a huge privilege for all of us to have good foundation in terms of family who can help us and support us to dream big. So dear Toastmasters, let me ask you, who has dreams? Please raise your hands. Okay, I'm so happy to see that. So we all have our own dreams, and that's awesome because I think it's not that easy to know exactly what you're dreaming about in your lives. And so I have to say big thanks to my family because without these people, I would have never been able to even know my dreams. Because these people, especially my parents, my granny, and my little brothers, they always supported me with any endeavor I ever wanted to initiate in my life. And I studied in 9th grade at the time, and I studied in physical mathematics school. And I told my mom, I want to be a musician. And my mom was so skeptical, but it took me 1 year to convince my parents, and then eventually they allowed me. But my first passion was chess. And come on, just chess, guys. And what I'm trying to say here is that it took me so many years to really figure out the real true passions. I think it's not easy, right? And then I thought like, okay, chess is fun, football is really interesting, music is my passion. And then eventually I came to the point that I really wanted to be a musician. And it took me 1 year, like I told you. And eventually in 2014, yeah, I know, right? Michael Jackson, all those things. I recorded a whole musical album, and I got into a totally musical community. And I think it's all worth it because we really understand what our passions are. And I think it was so hard to ask questions already in 9th grade because you need to think strategically, right? It's not like, okay, I'm going to finish school, I'm going to go to university. You have to always ask yourself, what's going to be the next major move of my life? And you have to listen to your heart, because nobody knows you better than you what you really want in the long run. Then I figured out in 2017 I really want to be an educator. So my first passion is entertainment. Second is education, and third you're going to know in just a moment. And so I came to the education very simply. I was like, I really love writing stories. I really love working with people. I really love music. I really love entertainment. And I was like, education is the best place where you can combine all those passions. And this is how I came to the realization I really want to be an educator. So I've been teaching people already since 2017. And my last one, but not least, is, even though I'm an educator here, but it's inner skyvator. It's like being an innovator, being a person who really, tries to understand how it all works in life, who tries to understand the rules and laws of our life, the universe. And inner skyvator stands for innovator and scientist. And I'm a true dilettante in science, but I truly love mathematics, and I think it's going to serve us really well. And so the first takeaway here is that dreams can be figured out only when we listen to our heart, and we should not be afraid to pursue our passions. Just this photo to just exemplify how passion could go through our lives. Okay, my second lesson. These are the 3 things I figured out for myself. Second lesson is love. And it was 2017 when I joined Toastmasters, and this agenda was very, very special to me because on that day, 8th February 2017, that was like in a lot of your cases, I joined Toastmasters for the first time. And when I got to this community, I realized that, wow, love and care and compassion is central here. Community is what all about this community. And I realized that, and thanks to this guy, I came to this community. I realized that it's all about love. I even remember this, this period of my life when I was walking and I was like, hey, everything we need is love. Everything we need to do to be valuable to people is just to love people. Because if you think about it, at the end of the day, the most important thing in our lives is value to other people. And having been told in the first grade that, well, you don't have to worry about examinations, about how to get money, how to get a job. The only thing you have to care about is how to be valuable to other people. And the only way to be valuable to other people is to love other people. And my last lesson is act. You know, I spent so many hours analyzing and thinking what I really want in my life. And then it occurred to me when I devised a whole system of decision making, it's action. Input makes the outputs, because whatever we want in our lives, it's all about results. And results are results of inputs. Input is just activities and investment of your time and effort. And now, just this summer, after so many years, well, a couple of years of educating, I realized that it's time to make my dreams come true. And yeah, I started whole school, and this school has a huge mission. It's called Song Room at the very beginning. It's unite the world with a global language. And just think about it. It's such a huge mission. Unbelievable. Because I realized that you don't want to do your job just for the sake of making money. You really want something bigger, beyond yourself. And that's the thing, a multi-decade vision for such a tiny company, led by such a tiny person like I am, with no experience. Just, you understand that this is your true passion, and these are your true values, because you care about this world. So dear Toastmasters, those are my 3 lessons from my life. Thank you for your attention.